Hello everyone. Well, I'm almost done with my DIYs for Christmas. So what I thought I would do is I would do a few, maybe 2 or 3 cooking videos or baking videos or candy making videos. So this one, what we're making is we're making carrot cake, and this is from my very old Better Homes New Cookbook that I got with my S&H green stamps. And here is the recipe I'm following, that, and if you can look at my page, there's all kinds of stains on it, but I love it. So what we're going to need, and this is going to be carrot cake with cream cheese and butter and powdered sugar for the frosting. And what you're going to need for this, and you can go online, you know, and get the recipes for this, but this is my favorite from this cookbook. You're going to need flour, salt, baking powder. Let me bring you down. Salt, baking powder, crushed pineapple, vegetable oil, baking soda, some vanilla, some cinnamon, and I believe it's 2 eggs. And then I add walnuts and of course your carrots. So I get the whole carrots and then I peel them and then grate them, but you'll see as I go along. So that's what you're going to need. All right. So I'm going to get my mixing cup and I'm going to go ahead and peel these and then I'll be back. Okay, I have my carrots grated and I just ate a piece of carrot. Sorry. Okay, and now to this, we're going to sift together 1½ cups sifted all-purpose flour. But I'm not going to sift mine. I never do. But if you want to follow it exact, of course, do yours like that. Okay, so 1½ cups flour. And as you can see, this is probably why I am a better cook than I am a baker, because I'm not exact. That probably is the truth, you know. Okay, so there's my flour. And I always have some soapy hot water waiting, so when I'm done with something I just put it right in there to start cleaning it when I'm done. Okay, to that I'm going to add, all this is going to get mixed in together. So then 1 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon, is it 1 teaspoon of salt? Half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, and then what I do with my soda, after it has had its shelf life as far as the potency of actually baking with it, I put it in my fridge for about a month just to deodorize. Now the baking soda and powder, I am a little bit more, like you saw, I don't go over the bowl just in case too much goes on there. That I am a little bit more what I should be with everything, but I'm not. And here goes my baking powder. That's a teaspoon. And then we'll add the salt. Half a teaspoon of salt. And then I always mix it around in my flour mixture so it's evenly distributed so you don't get a big clump of something. Okay, so there's that. Now, let's put a cup of sugar. Okay. All right, and then it calls for a teaspoon of cinnamon, and I like a lot of cinnamon, so I am going to put a tablespoon. Again, that's just me. Whoop. Okay. Then 2/3 cup of vegetable oil. Vanilla. Okay, 2 eggs. Okay, so I'm going to get my mixer. Okay. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of shredded carrots. And I think I'll add just a little bit more. And these carrots are going to cause moisture to some degree. Because when you're making it, the batter seems really, really thick. But once you put the pineapple in and these carrots, it all comes together just fine. And I'm putting it in a 13 by 9. Okay, then you're going to add a 1/2 cup of crushed pineapple with the syrup. And this is where it helps to make it a little bit not so thick. Okay, and then to mine I add walnuts, and that's totally optional. Alright, so now I'm going to mix this up. Do you see the difference now? Okay, now to add my walnuts, and then we will pour it in the pan, and then we'll just wait for it to bake. And then while it's baking, I'll make my frosting. And I get these raw California walnut baking pieces from Trader Joe's, and I keep them in the freezer. And I'm going to add about a 1/2 cup of walnuts. And this I'm not going to mix with the mixer. I'm going to do it by hand, because you don't want to over mix it. Then I'll wash those blades. I'm going to plop them in the water, wash them, so they're ready for the frosting. Get my bowl ready for that. Okay, guys. Now I'm going to get, there it is. I'm going to get this all poured in, and then I'll be back. Okay, guys, the cake is in the oven, and that is at 350 for 30 minutes. Or, depending on how your oven cooks, go by that. Okay, for the frosting, I'm using, I don't even know how you say this, new fat, whatever you call it. It's like cream cheese, but it has 1/3 of the less of the fat. So I'm using that because you really can't tell the difference. And why I bother, I don't know. Oh, I know why it was, because they only had double packs of the cream cheese, regular, and I didn't want 2 packs, so I just got this. But I've used it before. And then real butter, I always bake with real butter, always, when I'm cooked. And then I just got this powdered sugar, and you'll need a little vanilla, tiny bit of salt, and that's it. So I've had my butter out, and I'm going to use probably about a half a stick of butter. And sometimes I just kind of tweak it along as I go. So it's a little bit better than a half a stick, not much. And then I'll use about half of this cream cheese. So I guess it would be equivalent to one of those little cream cheeses, you know, that you can get, the little square. And this has been room temperature too, just so it's easier for me to cream together. I might use a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my vanilla and a little bit of salt. That together, and I'll do that off camera so it's not so loud, and when I start adding the powdered sugar I'll come back. Okay, so now I added some of the powdered sugar, and now I'm just going to by hand incorporate it into the butter and cream cheese a little bit, because if I use the mixer right now it's going to fly everywhere. And then what you can do, if it's too dry, add just a tiny, when I say tiny, I mean, you think you could add a little bit more than you should, and you shouldn't, because it makes it too watery. Look at that. It's not, I'm not even going to use the whole little, I'm not even going to use that capful, because it's crazy the way it works. Not even the capful, and look. This is what I mean, you want very little. So I'm going to keep adding more of the powdered sugar. When I'm done with that, I'll be back. Okay guys, here is my frosting. So now I'm going to wait for the cake, and it smells so good, you guys. It's got about another 5 minutes. Let it cool off, and then we'll frost it together, okay? Okay guys, what we're going to do is we are going to frost this cake. And it's no big deal. I mean, just enough to put a coating on this. And then I'll put it probably in the refrigerator. This is one of my favorite cakes. I like this and German chocolate. I make a really good German chocolate. I'll have to show you how to make that. Make the homemade frosting. It's my kids' favorite. And they like carrot cake. Look, see, just enough. You make it for so many years, you can eyeball it and tell. You could have also made cupcakes out of this, put them in muffin tins. Perfect for Easter. So guys, there it is. There is my carrot cake. I hope that you like it. I hope you'll try it. And until next time, remember the world's a better place because you're in it. Don't ever, ever forget that. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.